Hello and welcome to this White Walker game with me, Rebecca Walker, joined as always by Richard Walker.
G'day.
G'day. And so today we're going to be looking at action windows. We've had a couple of people asking for us to do a video looking at the different action windows and things during a live game because there are a few more real life tournaments coming up and some people have only ever played online. So I think they'd just be sort of interested to have a look and see how it works in real life, basically.
Yeah, I think this is mainly for the Norwegian.
The Norwegian.
Because they've got a tournament, the Crested Keep tournament in Norway at the end of July, where they're going to be playing in real life and not on the Iron Throne for the first time ever. And yeah, I mean, the Iron Throne automates a lot of action windows, so it would be useful for them. So Magnus. Mag the Mighty, Mag the Not So Mighty.
Mag the Not So Mighty, nice.
Mag the Not So Mighty has requested that we do something with real life action windows and stuff and just talk it through like we would in a real game. So in a real game, I normally talk through my action windows, which is helpful because if you miss some, you can miss a lot of things and go back and then the judge calls and it's just unpleasant. Just get it right first time.
Also worth noting, like obviously in a real life game, just like you should do on the Iron Throne, if you do need to take something back or if you've forgotten to do something, ask before you just do it. But there will probably be a point where you can't do a take back. So, if you've already gone on to the challenges phase and someone started initiating challenges and you've forgotten to put a dupe down, it's probably a bit too late in a real life, tournament scenario. So,
yeah. Like in the Crested Keep tournament in Norway, it's a casual, it's a competitive event, but it's a more casual event. So take-backs are probably more likely to be allowed. So if you miss a Winter Festival trigger and you've gone to Dom, your opponent might let you go back. But then it is a competitive tournament. They might not, and that's well within their right. Mm-hmm. But at Starlek, I would expect it to be more competitive. I.e., if you miss your Winter Festival trigger, I would expect your opponent to say, no, you can't take it because you have missed it.
Yeah, so it's really important to try and be on top of those triggers as best you can. So we're just going to sort of play this game out. We're just going to do like a round, maybe two, just to sort of make sure you're okay with all those action windows. So obviously in a real life tournament game, all of your cards should be sleeved and they should be sleeved with opaque backs. That's the word, right? Opaque.
Yep.
Because, in case you've marked cards, don't be a dick, don't mark your cards. And yeah, you'd normally be expected to sort of shuffle in front of your opponent at the start of your game so that they know that you've not, just turned up with a deck that's beautifully stacked, ready to go.
Yeah. Ordinarily, you can't use fan arts. So it has to be FFG art or FFG alt art, but normally it's just the printed version in the competitive tournament allowed. In a casual tournament, or like the Crested Keep tournament, you might accept fan arts as no problem, but I would expect at Starlet you would expect to have the FFG art or the art that came out with the design team, because there can be lots of different languages on the cards and people will be using the pictures as guidance if they don't understand the language written on the card.
The acceptance here would be faction cards and sometimes agendas, but agendas are a bit riskier, but faction cards normally are fine to have the alt arts for. I don't think I've been to a tournament where people have said that you can't use an alt art for a faction.
Yeah, that's normally alright.
Yeah. It's normally good practice to invite your opponent to cut your deck.
Which I recommend you do.
Yeah, because you never know what kind of dickhead you're going to have out there.
Wow. Like me, you could get me.
Yeah, exactly.
But technically you decide who first player is now before you do anything else, but it doesn't really matter in Joust.
Yeah, it doesn't normally matter. I think I've only ever seen one situation where it's actually mattered, and that was in your melee game at Worlds. But yeah, in a Joust game, I can't see it normally mattering.
Yeah. Technically, the first player will decide if they mulligan first or not, which is important information, so the second player has more information to decide, but generally it's not very observed that, so I wouldn't worry too much. I'm going to mulligan.
I am also going to mulligan.
There we go. So shuffle again, follow the procedures. There can be a lot of shuffling noises on this microphone.
Yeah. I know, I've deliberately put my gold on the other side to avoid clinking noise.
I'm going to clink the hell out of everyone.
Let's try that again.
Alright, so no more mulligans now, you're stuck with what you've got.
So you draw your 7 cards. Nicely done, Richard.
Oh yeah, this is better.
Oh, bloody hell.
So as normal, you pick whatever it is you want. I am going to... Yeah, this is the right play. Or is it? No, maybe I do this. Yep. I'm ready. So you decide when you're ready. You don't have to show how many cards you're setting up at this point. So once you both confirmed you're ready,
yeah,
play your cards out.
So people set up their you want to do shadows in the middle, huh? People set up their boards differently. Generally the rule is you put your locations down the bottom, your characters tend to be at the top. I don't normally play with shadows, so I don't normally have to have a shadows area, but Richard apparently is going for shadows in the middle, so I'm going to copy him there. Again, people set up their sort of playing space slightly differently depending on who you are. I like to have my plot and draw deck down here, and then I'll be having my discard and my dead pile here. Some people have them the other way around. You can see Richard's is slightly different. Just so long as it's clear for everyone, so everyone can see, what where your plots and your draw deck are and where your dead and discard are. Because it's not fair to confuse people.
Yep.
But yeah, so you've all set up.
I think it's good to make it clear that I do have a card in shadows.
Yeah.
Just in case your opponent thinks, oh, you've just left a card down there. But you'd normally clarify that there is a card in shadows.
And then you draw back up.
Yep.
So you're drawing back up to 7. Obviously you have a look at your cards and you decide on what plot you want to choose.
Okay.
Yeah, so you select your part and both flip.
So, winter reserve into time of plenty. So the first thing you do is compare initiative.
Yep.
Well, technically the first thing you do is if there is a passive that applies, it applies immediately. This is relevant in the case of Blood of the Dragon.
Yep.
Because before when revealed even happened, you will get Blood of the Dragon killing all one strength, sorry. So they would immediately die before you even do anything, before you even compare initiatives or do when revealed. So, but in that case, first thing you do is compare initiative, in which Rebecca is winning initiative. So she will decide who the first player is. Yeah.
So, and just to clarify, because if people have only ever played online, they might not quite register, but your initiative is down here because it pops up on the screen, doesn't it, on Iron Throne? It's your brown triangle. So I've got 1, Richard's got 0. I get to choose who's first. You are playing Greyjoy, which is not nice going first. You can go first, Richard.
Me? Okay.
Yeah, go on, you can go first.
So first player decide the order of when revealed plots. Neither of us have a when revealed plot at this time. So as first player I could have chosen mine and then Rebecca's or Rebecca then mine. But once the when revealed are completed, there is an action window in the plot phase.
Yep.
First player, i.e. me, I get the first action. I pass my plot action.
I also have no action.
Okay, so now we move to the draw phase. We both draw 3 cards. Okay, I have no draw action.
Yep, so I also have no draw action.
Right, so we go into the marshalling phase. So the first thing that happens is the first player collects their gold, of which I have 6. Agreed?
Yep.
Okay. So in the marshalling phase, the action windows are technically me, you, me, you, me, you, me, you. But I am what's called the active player. So only the active player can marshal. And as first player, I am the active player marshalling until I pass my marshalling.
Yeah.
But we still have action where it goes from me to you to me to you.
Yeah.
So to put that in practice, you don't normally in a game have your opponent pass their action during marshalling, but you might see them in between your action, kneeling, economy locations and things like that. Okay. But it's important that first player always gets the first action. So as soon as your opponent collected their gold, you can't just kneel your location because that's not your action. Right, so me first. So first action.
So technically, if I was playing Greyjoy and I had a Lord Sport Shipwright, I could now use that as my action to kneel out his sea tower and stop him from using it because it's technically my action at this point. I do not have an action though, so you may continue.
Okay. It's normally good practice if you have like a shipwright that's on the board. You could say, I may have action in between your actions, so I'd like to respect my action windows in this marshalling phase. And that could be a thing. Alright, so I guess now I'm going to marshal some stuff. What have I got? Okay. You got the red keep. Ugh. Right, trigger. Trigger. So reduction of 2. Reduction of 3 because I'm playing a House Harlow card. So I will pay 2 for the reader.
Okay.
And then I have another House Harlow card I will marshal, and I will pay 4 for the knight. Then I will pass marshalling. So now Rebecca becomes the active player and she has action.
Okay, so I still got my normal gold, don't I? Because I've got a summer plot.
Correct.
Yeah. So I get 6 gold for my plot.
So you have to be aware of how much your opponent is collecting. This is both players' responsibility to be aware of how much your opponent is collecting.
Yeah, I mean, when you've got a lot of modifiers, it can be quite tricky, and it can be very easy to miss something that's like, reduced on your gold or added on your gold. So, yeah, you should sort of keep an eye on what your opponent's taking and yourself, because you don't want to have had a whole marshalling phase, got to challenges and be like, oh crap, someone's got an extra gold than what they should have done, because that's a lot to rewind in a game.
Yeah, and if the judge gets called over at Starlet, you will both get a warning for basically messing up the game state. Illegal game state. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to play a Rose Road for free. I will pay 2 for another card in Shadows. God, I hate Shadows. Why am I playing Shadows, Richard?
Pass my action.
Pay 1 for a little chud.
It's good to know here that Rebecca had a reserve reduction from Kings of Winter. So she has a reserve reduction of 1 there and a reserve reduction of 2 because of Harlaw. So Rebecca's reserve is actually 5, which I will be keeping track of.
Yeah, please do, because I have no idea.
We both should be keeping track of it because of legal game state.
Sorry. Screw it. And then we'll pop him in as well.
Billy Bone, straight up.
Billy Billy Boom.
Right, so you've ended your marshalling, and then we go to the challenge phase. Now, one final note about the marshalling is that if you have ill in pain, let's say you just marshalled ill in pain there, let's say I've got ill in pain, and then you marshal that, and then say end of my marshalling. That's not how it works, because I've got an action until we both consecutively pass action. So you marshal that, and you can't say end of marshalling until we both pass action. Now, I've got ill in pain. I'm not going to pass my marshalling action until I'm happy. So you marshal that, and then I have to say pass my action before you can actually end marshalling.
Yeah.
Right, I'm the first player. We have no reaction to the challenge phase beginning. So first of all, we have action window. So I will pass my pre-challenge action.
I also pass.
Okay, in that case, you have no gold.
I have no gold. I do have Lion Star.
Lion Star. Yeah, okay, that seems good. Alright, I'm going to initiate a intrigue challenge with the reader for 4.
That's a little bit annoying.
Now, I don't have to say I'm doing an intrigue for 4. I can just say intrigue. But if you want to make it clear for your opponent that you believe the strength is 4, that's fine, as long as you get it right. Because if you say 4 and it's not 4, that's technically cheating. But the information is there for your opponent. You can just say the information's all on the board. Look at my card. So I wouldn't necessarily feel like I want to point out that the reader has insight from my location. So yeah, intrigue.
Yeah. So I'm going to take an action.
Yep. Oh yeah, so we have action. So I pass my action.
I'm going to kneel Lion Star and put the hound into play.
Okay, I will pass action.
Okay, I pass my second action.
So we go to declaring defenders.
I will not declare a defender.
Okay, I will pass my post-declaring defenders action.
Yeah.
You pass?
Yeah, pass.
Okay, so we determine that I am the winner.
Yes.
Right, I have a reaction. The reader, so I can either discard 3 cards from the top of your deck or draw one. I will discard 3 from the top of your deck, please.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Do you have any reaction to losing?
I have no reactions to losing.
And Martel normally have those. Alright, so now we go into unopposed, which
Yep.
it was. So unopposed. Shall we have some intrigue claim?
Yep. Thank you. So
And
always
then-
put your cards sort of facing downwards. If you hold them up like this, sometimes, I don't know. I
It's
don't
not
like
really
holding-
random like that, is it? If you can see your own cards.
Yeah, you might give yourself away.
Insight?
Yeah.
Right, and then we go to pre-challenge actions again. So, no pre-challenge action?
Me neither.
Pass challenges.
Okay.
So now I'll pass my pre-challenge action again.
Yeah, I passed my pre-challenge action.
Alright, go for it.
Okay, let's shoot an intrigue back.
Pass action.
Okay, I also pass action.
And no defenders.
Okay,
And I'll pass action.
so I take unopposed first.
Are you passing your post-defenders action?
Yes. So we take 1 for unopposed. We take our claim. And there are no keywords that are relevant at this point.
Alright, I have no pre-challenge action.
Just to confirm, there is nothing on your board that boosts strength at the moment. So I'm going to, and he's 5 strength that I can see.
So we can guess from this that Rebecca doesn't have a pre-challenge action either.
I'll do military for 6.
Okay, I don't have an action.
I don't have an action.
So declaring defenders. Declare no defenders, no action.
Okay, yeah, no action, so I win the challenge.
So you have a forced reaction.
Yes, so after I win a challenge in which he is participating, I can discard a card at random, or I can bring it back to my hand, which I will do, because he was put in using Lion Star, and he will disappear if I don't.
Okay, any reaction to winning?
No reactions to winning.
Okay, so unopposed.
Unopposed.
And claim.
Yeah.
And no keywords. Path pre-challenge action.
Yeah, I also pass. I'll just go in for a power. Has he got renown? When he's attacking alone. Yeah, so a power for 1.
Opposed.
Okay.
No action.
Yeah, I also have no actions.
I win?
Yeah, you win the challenge. Any reactions to winning?
Nope.
Nope. So that's that. So I believe that's now-
Pre-challenge action. I have no action. Even though Rebecca's already done her 3 challenges, there's still a pre-challenge action window. Because there may be ways for her to get another challenge.
Like an old town informant or something.
Yeah, a Leonard's informant.
Is that what I meant?
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, yeah, I pass pre-challenge action.
Yeah, I also pass.
Okay. So then that's the end of the challenge phase. Then you do your when the challenge phase ends, until the end of the challenge phase, and at the end of the phase. The one thing to note here is that, let's say Rebecca had done a military challenge, and we'd run through that, and then I passed my pre-challenge action, and then she passes her pre-challenge action. Now, she still technically has an intrigue and power left to do, but if you say no more challenges, there are no more action windows. Right? You can't then say, oh, well, I just want to do my thing to get this off the board. No. There are no more action windows once you pass your pre-challenge action, and then she says no more challenges. So that can happen after 1 challenge. But equally, even if she's done 3 challenges, there is still a pre-challenge action window. Okay? So then we move to Dom. Now, I would normally say, when the challenge phase is over, when the second player has had no more challenges, I would normally say, should we go to Dom? And then if they say yes, then they can no longer collect their winter festival, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay? So we go to dominant. Rebecca has agreed. So no reaction to dominant phase beginning. I calculate that you win dominance.
Yep. I have 2.
So you take dominant. Now there is a dominance action window. I will take a dominance action.
Oh.
I'll bring out Night Flyer for 0 and discard your Rosebud.
That's a bit mean. Oh, could I blank that? Could I stop that?
Not
Oh,
unless
I
you've
need
got
a gold. Ah.
Now it's your action if you have one.
I have no action.
Okay. Standing. And again, there's an action window now, so I have no standing actions.
I also have no standing actions.
Taxation and reserve. So all your gold goes away, and then you check reserve. So my reserve is 6, 7, minus 1. So my reserve is 6, so I need to get rid of a card. So as first player, I do that first. I will get rid of Blackwater Raiders, and I have a reaction. I will trigger the Sea Song. After 1 or more cards is discarded to reserve, draw a card or gain a power for your faction. I will draw a card. Second player, taxation and reserve.
I have 4 cards in hand, so I'm within reserve, and I have no gold for taxation.
Lovely. Now there is a taxation action window, which I will pass.
I will surpass.
And then we move to the plot phase of round 2.
Cool.
So we might as well just play a second round and talk it through like we normally would.
Okay.
So just play naturally. Okay. Right, so the first thing to do is check reserve, initiative, sorry.
Yep.
Rebecca has 8 to my 4. You win initiative. Who is the first player?
Let's have you go first.
Who?
You can go first.
Me? Okay.
Yes.
So I choose the when revealed order, so I will choose mine to go first.
Okay.
So choose and reveal 3 cards from your hand if you are able. And I'll get rid of one of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of that one, please. And then we'll trigger yours.
Okay.
Okay. No action.
Nope.
Right, let's draw 2. I have no draw actions.
Me neither.
Alright, let's go to marshalling. I am the first player. I will collect gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 glorious golds. Alright, and my first action will be a sea tower. So if you want to use any action, just let me know.
Sure.
Otherwise, I'll just continue. So, 8 resources plus hard ore. So this is a situation where if I wasn't trying to record a game, I might play this better because I wouldn't do that to start with.
Hey,
Yeah.
did you just take a take back without asking for a take back?
Yep. So I'm going to do Sea Tower and reduce by 1 to play Alanis for 3. Then I'm going to play a Sea Tower, trigger Alanis. Worth it. Then I am going to kneel the Sea Tower and pay 1 for Maester Kerwin. And 2 for an Orc Montreva, and I will pass Mushroom.
Seems good.
I'm not going to have any action, you can just go at it.
Thank you.
So, how much gold are you collecting?
I get 5, but -1 for your slot.
Correct.
Yeah, you're a gender even, so I get 4. I'll play another Rosewood. And you say you got no actions, yeah?
Yeah, just go for it.
Cool, I'm gonna sit on 4.
Oh, can I ask how many cards you have in your discard pile?
My discard pile.
Yes.
Ah, yes, of course. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Okay. 7, so you got 4 gold. So if you want to cancel something, you've only got 3, but if you want a hound... Oh, I see how it is, Rebecca. Don't worry, I shit talk my opponents like this in every game. Okay. I will pass my pre-challenge action.
Yeah, me too.
And I will do a challenge.
Go for it.
Green. Now you might think, why did I say green? Because sometimes when you're playing French players, Czech players, Norwegian players, they might not know English and they might just point or say the colour. If I'm playing a French person, vert.
I'll take an action now that you've declared an attacker.
Oh yeah, no action for me.
So I will know this to put the hound in.
Okay, I will pass action.
Okay. I will also pass action.
Right, are you going to declare any defenders?
I'm not.
No. Okay, no action for me. Nothing for you.
No. So
Alright, so
unopposed.
no reaction to winning, so unopposed, intrigue claim. No keywords. That seems nice.
Do you have any pre-challenge actions?
Considering.
Okay.
No pre-challenge action.
Nope, me neither.
Rouge.
I'm not French. So a military challenge, yeah?
Yes.
Just thinking. My apologies.
Oh, I was shit talking you, saying you can't use the hound and the red keep, but you can, because your agenda reduces the hound to ambush.
Does it?
Yeah.
I did not need.
So if you
know
bring him
that.
back from Lion Star, you can pay 3 to ambush him out and still have a red keep cancel.
Seems good.
I wouldn't tell my Norwegian opponent that. I would just let them shit the bed.
Yeah, let's do that.
Ooh.
So I've taken an action and played a Shadows card, and then the reaction happens immediately. Yeah.
Yep.
So a reaction, you need to choose an opponent. I choose Richard, and then you must either choose and kill a character, or discard 2 cards from your hand. I do still have the 1 gold for a cancel if needed.
That is unpleasant, Rebecca. Okay, I will kill Alanis and save. You can't cancel it with a red keep.
So does it count as an attachment yet? I do not have a hand judgment that I would like to use at this time. Okay.
No
So
action from me.
Yeah, so you're still in this military challenge, so I will now just defend the military.
Okay, you win. Worth noting that when you play against a lot of opponents, they won't go through their action windows. They'll just say military, and then you can give them 5 seconds grace. If they don't say anything, I think it's reasonable to assume they don't have an action.
Yeah. So, do you have another challenge? I think it's just power left.
I've got bleu. Bleu.
Unopposed.
Okay, no action from me. Any from you?
Nope.
Cool. So unopposed and claim.
Excuse
Pass
me.
my challenges. No pre-challenge action.
Okie dokie. So you have no gold and there's nothing visible on the board to increase your knight's strength that I can see. So we'll go straight in with a military from the hound.
No action. Anything from you?
Nope, no action.
Cool. Unopposed. No actions.
No actions. So I take the unopposed. We have claim. Oh, sorry, my mistake. Forced reaction. I won the challenge, so that happens first.
Okay. Cancel it if you like.
No, I think I'll leave them out. Are then coming out because otherwise Lion Star triggers. Any actions?
Nope.
No. So we'll do a intrigue challenge.
No action.
Cool.
No defenders.
No. So I win the challenge. It is unopposed.
Not that one.
Claim.
Damn it.
So I could use this to get your pillage if I wanted. Just
Yes.
to clarify. Should have done that on that.
You can
I've
do
never
it on the
played this.
power.
Well, I'm not going to win the power, am I? I'll know that for next round. Yeah, we'll do the power.
Block. No action from me.
Yeah, but it means that I can then go on to win the Dom is all.
Okay. At the end of the challenge phase.
Yeah.
Okay. So if something's on the board now, you do the when the challenge phase ends until the end of the
Yeah.
phase, but there's nothing. So should we go to dominance?
Yeah, sure, we'll go to Dom.
I believe you win dominance.
I do indeedy.
No action from me. So should we stand?
Yeah, standing.
No standing action. Taxation. I've got no gold to get rid of, and my reserve is 5, which I am under.
I have 3 cards in hand, so I think I'm alright.
You have a reserve of 5, 4, 3.
Yeah, and I lose the 1 gold.
No actions here.
Yeah, so I think that pretty much covers everything. There are just a few things that we just want to run through that are worth remembering. So when a challenge is resolved, like when you've declared your defenders and you've looking at who's won, there's a few different anagrams to remember it, but you can use druck. So D, you decide who wins. R, any reactions to winning or losing. U, unopposed, so you get your power for unopposed. C for claim, and K for your keywords. There's also another useful one as well. When you get to the end of a round.
Wooa.
Wooa. So you've got when, until, and then at. So looking at wordings on cards like Risen from the Sea and Dracarys, the wording's really important. So when will happen first, then the until, and then at. And this can be really important for, seeing if cards are going to be still alive at the end of the phase or not.
Yeah, like Bolt and Flare is when, so he would trigger before any until the end of the phase effects. But Dracarys and Growing Strong expire at the same time, so they expire simultaneously.
Okay. So
things like that, yeah.
Yeah, so if you use Growing Strong and someone's Dracarys them, they'd actually be all right at the end of the round because they go at the same time. Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Is it? You're giving me a face.
Let me go check that one. But, it's worth reading up on the rules beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that is quite often judge calls because I think a lot of normal players don't necessarily remember, when, until, at. I think that's one of the more niche rules from my experience anyway.
I think most experienced players will know that one. But like the Dracarys Growing Strong one, simultaneous expire. I'm pretty sure it's simultaneous expire both at the same time and they're both fine, but you might need a judge just to clarify if either of you are concerned.
Yeah. Was there any other ones that you wanted to talk about? Action windows or things? Yeah,
there was, but we recorded it already and I've forgotten it.
The mic cut out. What was it? I can't remember either. Oh well, you'll have to figure out for yourself, guys.
I think it's something to do with if you have an action that you're considering, let your opponent know that you're considering an action. So if your opponent just goes, blue, I was like, no action, oppose, and then they go, I win, start taking it, so hang on, I'm just considering an action. Whether you need to buy yourself a little time or whether you are considering an action, you might be just considering a strength pump. Just say I'm considering action. Then I'll play, Blessed by Salt, he gets +3 strength. Same goes when they play an event, rather than just resolving the event, you can just say I'm considering an interrupt. Even if you don't have a hand judgment, you're entitled to consider your interrupt option.
And also scare your opponent with it.
Yeah. So that's it. That's all I've got to say, I think. If you've got any questions, feel free to message Rebecca because I can't be bothered. No, I mean...
Like we what?
Just ask. We're open to questions and friendly voices and bribes.
Yeah, Jaffa cakes are good. All done?
Yeah, I'm done. Shall we do something good now?
Yeah, let's go watch TV.
We've done our civic duty. So that's all from me. That's all from Rebecca. Goodbye, all 3 of you. Bye bye.
Thanks everyone. Bye.